Halloween is a little bit over a month away, just around the corner, and the cinema vigilante's here now. Some very disturbing movies that will screw with your mind and potentially mess up your whole Halloween. Forgive me. I have accumulated 10 fucked up movies. Some not that bad, not as fucked up as others, and we're slowly gonna make our way down from least fucked up to, yeah, this is like something I do not ever want to watch again, ever. And I don't mean to just disgust you. I'm not trying to find movies that are just gross, that will make you sick to the point where you don't want to watch anymore. I want you to get through these films so you can be existentially terrified, not just disgusted throughout. If I really wanted to fuck you up on a disgusting, gross, just icky level, I'd make you watch the Serbian film, Human Centipede 2. I'd make you watch Martyrs, for fuck's sake. I'd make you watch Salo or 120 Days of Sodom. If I really wanted you to suffer, I could literally just list off the entire French extremity movement films to you. I'll tell you to watch the third act of Requiem for a Dream. I'll tell you to watch The Girl Next Door if you really want to hate humanity, or Eden Lake. But I don't want you to go through that because that is torture. I want you to get through the films that I'm going to list. These ones are going to be more approachable, but still fucked up in maybe a different way than just gory. Alright? Now first, we're going to get to some honorable mentions that I think you can watch just for a Halloween thing. They're not necessarily fucked up, but they're very good, and I think you should watch them if you are the type of person that likes to vibe out during Halloween, okay? First things first, Memories of a Murder. Yeah, this isn't really a Halloween film. This is more of a deep existential look into the human condition. Basically, this is about 3 decades of unsolved murders from a serial killer. A bunch of detectives who lose their fucking minds as they unravel themselves to find out who is doing this, even if they ever do find out who's truly doing this. The guy who made this made Parasite and Snowpiercer. I believe this is his best film. I saw this recently, and when I watched it, I literally said to myself, this is one of the best movies ever made. This is literally one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. Watch it. Just watch it. Cure. If you want to see a Japanese version of Longlegs but done better, this is the movie for you. Supernatural kills that are unexplained by a serial killer. Who knows what's truly happening? Watch this goddamn movie. The Cell with Jennifer Lopez. Basically, Jennifer Lopez is trying to get into the dreams of a serial killer to figure out where his next victim who's about to die could be. It's like Inception and Silence of the Lambs put together, and Vincent D'Onofrio is a serial killer who looks like fucking this. How could you not want to watch that? Alright? Fallen. Denzel Washington facing off against a demon who can touch people and possess them. Badass. The Taking of Deborah Logan. If you are scared of old people and old women who may or may not be possessed, this is the movie for you. Basically a found footage documentary film about an old woman who is suffering from Alzheimer's who may or may not be possessed by a fucking demon. Let the Right One In. Arguably one of the best vampire movies ever made. Lake Mungo. Probably the best ghost movie ever made. Frailty. What happens when 2 kids' dad thinks he's getting divine visions from God that are showing him people who are demons, and he starts serial killing all of them? What toll does that take on the family? This movie answers that. Summer of '84, basically Stranger Things, but instead of interdimensional monsters, there's a fucking serial killer on the loose in town trying to kill kids. I love this movie. Pumpkinhead, one of my favorite practical horror movie monsters and one of the coolest witches in cinema history. Nightbreed, one of Clive Barker's most underrated films. Malignant. Listen, this movie is schizophrenic and funny as hell. I would recommend taking 5 friends who have never seen this movie, just watch this movie with them and see their reactions. It's gonna be goated. The Guest, one of my favorite movies of all time. Jason Bourne meets a slasher movie set in Halloween with synth music playing in the background, Drive style. How could you not want this? May. I don't even like talking about this film because it just disturbs me, and I feel really, really bad for the main chick in this who's doing a lot of fucked up things as well. Session 9. A bunch of asbestos removers go into an asylum, and it fucks with them and their minds, and you don't know what's happening. And finally, The First Omen. I watched this recently in theaters. I thought it was going to be dog shit, and it was actually pretty decent. I actually kind of liked it. It was kind of creepy. I recommend watching it if you haven't seen it, alright? Now we're getting into my list. Here are the softcore ones. The ones that aren't really disturbing. They're more disturbing in terms of the subject matter that they're portraying, okay? And some of it is very uncomfortable, alright? But I just think they're fun watches in general for Halloween, okay? The Clove Hitch Killer. I believe this is one of the most underrated serial killer movies. It was a Netflix movie. I saw it 3 years ago, and I really enjoyed it, and I've rewatched it a few times since. It's about a kid who believes his dad. He suspects his dad might be an infamous serial killer in this town called the Clove Hitch Killer, because he finds a bunch of pictures of very weird things in his dad's truck and in the house. And it's a mystery as to, okay, is his dad actually this this killer, or is he not? And the third act of this film takes our main character into some very dark and fucked up places, y'all. This movie's not big, it's kind of low budget, but for what it is, I actually think this is a really well done film. And I think the main killer in it is pretty fucked up. Look at this picture. This picture, yeah, that's weird, right? This is very strange. Are you looking at this? If this isn't enough to sell you on this film, like, okay, I don't know what the fuck that is. I gotta watch what this shit is. I don't know what will sell you, okay? Trust me, this is some weird shit, man. The Invitation. I think a lot of you have probably seen this movie, which is why I put it lower on the list. But I'm not talking about The Invitation, that shit vampire movie. No. What happens when a dude is invited by his ex-wife to visit them for some get-together after their son has died years and years ago, and they're all processing this death. And now she's seeing someone else, and everyone's moved on, or so we think. And it turns out that this invitation wasn't really an invitation to a friendly get-together at all. There's some cult shit happening here, y'all. There's some very weird things happening in this house, and I think this movie is great. It is a hit or miss for a lot of people, but I enjoyed it. As someone who likes cults and films, I enjoyed it a lot. Strange Darling, which might be maybe my favorite movie on this list. I watched it recently. A year ago, maybe, I think. And I fucking love this movie. I love this goddamn movie. It's told non-linearly about two characters, a guy and a girl. I can't tell you much more than that. Just know that there's a serial killer in this. And it's not what you think. This actually flips the traditional narratives of serial killer movies up on their heads in a very, very smart way. And I really love this movie, yo. I recommend, just watch it. Just watch. You don't need to listen to me. Just watch it. This is not what you think. That's all I'm gonna say. House of the Devil. This movie was made in 2009 and looks like it was made in the 70s or 80s. I love films that do that. I think Suspiria, the remake, did the same, very similar thing. The way it looks. This chick needs a job, and she needs money, and she's given the opportunity to make a couple $100 while babysitting the grandma of these people. They have an elderly woman that needs to be looked after while they go out. So she goes to their house, a house that's owned by these very weird people. And it's a very slow burn because most of the movie's just her in this house, chilling, eating pizza, and then she slowly starts to figure out, I don't know if this is actually a babysitter job or a nanny sitting job. There might be some other things happening here, some occult things happening here. And the third act of this movie is fucking wild and insane. Now we're getting to the ones that are hard to watch, alright? Here we go. The Black Coat's Daughter. The reason why this movie's hard to watch is because basically when you figure out what's actually happening by the third act, you start to realize, yeah, this is a very tragic watch. It'll break you. It really will. It'll be like, oh my god, man, this is just sickeningly dark. This is just depressing. This is depression. It's about these two girls, all right? And one of them takes a shine to the devil because her family's gone and she needs someone to fill that void. So the devil, Satan himself, comes into the fray. And when you figure out what's actually happening in the film, yeah, it'll fuck you up. It'll fuck you up. I was very disturbed by this movie. Okay. I hated Ezra Miller before he was exposed for being a weirdo. Before he was exposed for grooming and kidnapping kids and starting his own cult and assaulting the shit out of people randomly, which Warner Brothers tried to cover up and bury under the rug so that their Flash movie could have a good box office, by the way. I'm gonna make a whole video on that fuckery. I hated him prior because of this. We Need to Talk About Kevin. It is one of the most sickeningly disturbing movies of all time that doesn't have that much gore or violence in it. It's about this mother and her son, and how he is basically a fucking psychopath, and the movie kind of like blurs the line between nature versus nurture. Was he born like this, or was it her coldness, her detachment that made him detached, or maybe he was detached from the get-go? Because it seems like he's always been fucked up, but you don't know. The movie kind of contorts that line, and it's really annoying because the dad doesn't see how depraved this dude is. Only the mother does. And then the third act is one of the most dark things I've ever seen. When you actually realize what's happened, this movie is told in kind of like flashbacks that connect to the present day. And an event has occurred. And when you realize what the event actually is that's occurred by the third act, you're like, oh, fuck. It's brutal. It's a very brutal watch. The Wailing. I made a video talking about the scariest interpretations of the devil on screen, and I believe The Wailing has that. You see, there is this basically demonic virus that goes around infecting people, making them go crazy and savagely killing people and making them sick. And our investigator, our main character who's a detective or something, his daughter gets infected with this. So he's trying to figure out the answer. What's causing this? And supernatural things are at play here. Demonic things are at play here. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you figure out what's actually happening and when you see the entity that's causing this and you see him speak, it's one of the scariest adaptations of Lucifer's Satan I've ever seen. Some people think this is just a demon. I think this is Satan himself. The Wailing is fucked up, y'all. And fuck everyone who thinks that I only talk about American movies. Yes, a lot of my favorite movies are American, but I have listed off Japanese, Korean films. I'm going to talk about some other films. I am a connoisseur of all films, even if I haven't seen a lot. I don't think I've seen a lot of movies in the grand scheme, and that's me talking, okay? Now, here's the movies that make you go, oh, fuck. This is it, right? This is a culmination of my list. Inside. You could say this is part of the French extremity movement. I don't think it's that disturbingly gruesome, but it is brutal. Basically, a chick who is pregnant, her husband has passed away because she got into a car crash recently, right? And basically, this chick is home alone, pregnant, and the story is there's this crazy woman trying to get into her house with a scissor in her hand and trying to cut our main character up, stab her stomach open and rip the baby out and take it. That's the movie, y'all. And let me tell you, man, it is fucked up. It's violent, it's brutal, it's scary, it's terrifying, but it's very, very well done. I love the music, I love the acting, everything. This is just a very well-made French film. I think this is 2007. They've tried to do an American remake of it, which is obviously the remakes are never as good, but this is it. This is scary because it feels real. This isn't like a slasher movie. I'm telling you, this feels real. This feels terrifying. The Audition. Speaking of slasher-like villains, I believe that the female killer in this film is scarier than most slashers, and I'm gonna say it time and time again. Basically, this dude's very, very lonely since his wife is no longer in the picture. So his friend gives him the idea, listen bro, you need a wife, you need a new girl. Let's do a fake casting call for a fake movie we're making and find the most fine looking actresses and models, and you can take your pick of the litter and pick a wife. And as fucked up as this is, the karma comes back to bite them in the ass because he's met with her. A twisted, savage, psychotic chick who loves sadistically torturing people and loves pain. And you don't really know anything about this chick, to be honest. And I love that. I love that the movie doesn't try to give you a ham-fisted origin. It simply leaves you with more questions than answers by the time the movie's done. And I think a lot of the good horror movies do just that. Especially psychological horror. Now, The Skin I Live In. Holy shit! If you all seen this, you know why I'm not reacting the way I am. Oh, Antonio Banderas is fucking unhinged in this. There's a lot of, you will never think this is that disturbing a film from just, like, looking at pictures of the movie because, oh, who's this hot chick with Antonio Banderas? Look, I can't go into spoilers here because I want you to watch it and see what's actually going on, but, basically, Antonio Banderas' daughter gets molested by this dude. And this causes her to... I'm not going to go into it, but this causes several family members to die, right? This fucker did that to her. Basically ruined Antonio's life, so he dedicates his life to ruining this dude's life. And Antonio Banderas is a surgeon, by the way, that's all I'm going to say. And he takes the most diabolical form of revenge I think I've ever seen in my life. My lord, I've never seen revenge like this. I've never seen a revenge film like this. It's a horror movie when you realize what's happening. One of the most fucked up, disturbing cases of I'm going to go after the people who hurt my family. It's that, but turned into a fucking horror film. And it doesn't need violence or gore to make you disturbed beyond belief. That's what I love about it. It should, realistically, based on this dude's occupation, it should have a lot of body horror, but it doesn't really. The concept alone, when you realize what's actually happening, the concept of it disgusts you. It's horrifying. The one. I know I said 10 movies, but I need to add... I'm cheating. I need to add one. Possession, 1981, with Sam Neill and a very good-looking actress who I forgot the name of. Basically, I've never watched a film where I've gone out of it saying, "What the fuck did I just watch?" I have no idea what I watched. I have no idea. Well, actually, that's not true. That's several movies have done that to me, but this movie has done that to me in spades. Okay, basically, Sam Neill is suspecting that his wife is having an affair because she wants to leave him all of a sudden, and she is. She's having an affair, but it's not exactly what you think it is. And the crumbling of this marriage causes both of these people to lose their minds. And I'm going to tell you right now, these two give the best. Sam Neill and her give the best performances I maybe have ever seen in a film. Period. Point blank. Maybe. She loses her fucking shit, and it's implied that she may be pregnant, demonically. Pregnant with a demon of sorts. That's all I'm going to say when going into this. That's all I really can say because I don't want to reveal too much. But yes, it's one of the most batshit crazy movies ever. One of the most schizophrenic movies I've ever seen in my life because I literally had no idea what was happening. I just knew it was a special film. I don't know what's happening here exactly, but there are some great performances happening. And it's not just style over substance. It's directed crazily, but it's not style over substance. There's substance here. But this is the kind of film where you're like, I don't know what the fuck I just watched. That was very disturbing. I need to watch the analyzed movie review on this. Period. Point blank. I might do it. I might make that video. But my lord, when I saw this film, I was shocked. I had no words. No words. But I'm gonna cheat once again because there's one more that I think you should see this Halloween or before this Halloween, and that is my Halloween special. Yes, y'all. I'm currently filming my Halloween special, and it will be released in October. Release date is TBD. Now, I can't promise you that my Halloween special is as good as any of the movies I mentioned in this list. In fact, it's probably pretty shit compared to them, but regardless, I do these things, alright? So stay tuned for that. Bye. Gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.